Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Part 2. Thank you, Gabriella, my daughter, for helping me. She said, Dad, I got the video. I think you were distracted whenever the dudes were doing the lawn because I didn't understand what the whole point of the car was. Okay, so this is a Infiniti Q45T. In my video this morning, I was talking about, are you Uncle Rico or King David? Uncle Rico was like, man, back in the day, man, I was a man. I was the man. I was a great quarterback. You remember Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite? If you haven't seen it, it's quite an educational film. It'll help you understand a few things. Uncle Rico used his symbols of the past to reflect on his past, but it was like an anchor because Uncle Rico was thinking about the good old days when he was what he was, and it kept him grounded and from moving forward in his current life. Now, the shepherd boy David is an entirely different story. David walks up on Goliath, taking his brothers, his little snackables. He wasn't even a warrior in the war, and he sees Goliath taunting the armies of the living God, and he has different conversations. He goes, you know what? The lion came against my sheep, and I kicked its butt. The bear came against my sheep, and I kicked its butt. Those were his Q45s. The football was Uncle Rico's Q45s, all right? And King David said, man, I had that victory, and today I'm going to take out that uncircumcised Philistine and feed his body to the beasts of the field and the birds of the air. I had that victory, and I'm going to have this victory. Where Uncle Rico said, I had that victory, man, that victory. If I could just go back. So my question to you today is, do you even have anything like I have? The reason I give this to my kids, hey, come on, that's a 20-year-old car, but it was built amazing. I sold this car to the owner of a restaurant here in San Antonio, Las Palapas, 20 years ago for like 70 grand. And it's still running great after all those years. I got the car because it's a symbol to me of where I came from. I was reading a book one day when I was selling Q45. You see, I worked at Gun Infinity, and I was reading a book, and it said, if you could make one major life decision, and God promised you it would succeed wildly, it would not fail, what decision would you make? And I made the decision to go into real estate. I wrote it down, I still have the book in there, and I took the step by faith, even though my family had come out of the car business. No one had done real estate before. This is my lion and my bear. Every day that I see my kids driving it, I see my lion and my bear. I see my past victory. It's not my Uncle Rico football. My Uncle Rico football, man, I remember the days. I was a top salesman at Gun Infinity, and I sold more cars than everybody, and so if I could just go back to the good old days. No, this is my lion and my bear. I see this every day, and I say, man, I was a top sales guy back then. I made that decision, then I got into real estate, and then I started selling and became a top guy in real estate. Now I'm entering in a couple years in the coaching world, and Zig Ziglar is he's my hero. He's who I'm looking for. He touched 250 million lives. I killed the lion, I killed the bear, and I can kill this too. You see, so I ask you this question today. Are you Uncle Rico? Is your past that anchor holding you down, or are you like King David? Do you look at your past victories as something to propel you into your future victories? How you look at your past victories will determine whether you're stuck or whether you rise in victory today. Have a great weekend, guys.